So the winter of 2015 was the year that it snowed like 100 inches. We decided at that time that we were going to move back to North Carolina because that's where my husband and I met.
I was making a job change. We sold our house.
And it was just a really crazy, crazy time. Very stressful, a lot going on. I was worn out.
And the stress kind of just kept building.
We sold the house, so the plan was that the kids would stay with some family and start slowly making their way down south, and my husband and I were going to come home and pack up the house and meet the movers, and that's when I noticed something wasn't right, and I found a large lump. We went for an ultrasound.
The doctor, I think, showed us some x-rays and started talking to us, and just all of a sudden,
looks like cancer, and we just were shocked. It was just the strangest thing to hear.
It's dead silent, and we are looking at each other, and Jen looks at me and says,
"Are you in the same nightmare that I'm in right now?"
And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "I don't know what to do." I'm like, our kids are 700 miles away. We're here, our house is packed, and this can't be happening.
I called that moment the Big Bang. Everything just stopped. Friday morning, Glenn drove down to New Jersey and told my girls, and then brought them home.
We were supposed to be on our way to North Carolina to move there. My aunt just told us that my dad was going to come and pick us up.
And when we got to New Jersey, I had so many questions to ask my dad, but we didn't know exactly what it was right then, and that we were going to go back to our old school in Massachusetts, and we're going to stay in our house, and everything's just going to go back to the way it was.
When we went to Dana-Farber for that first meeting that my doctor set us up with, I met my whole care team.
And we like to have our patients meet everyone on the same day so they can get the perspective from each physician and really come up with a plan.
And I remember the first person who came into the room, she just looked at me and said, "First of all, you're gonna be fine." And that was like all we needed to hear.
People would ask me, like, "How do you feel? Are you nervous?" And I said, "No, I'm like, she's gonna be fine. They said she's gonna be fine. And if they say she's gonna be fine, like, that's it."
And because of the amount of disease, we opted for chemotherapy first to shrink the amount of disease in the breast.
First day of chemo it's just something you never want to do.
I remember feeling so terrified, but I also remember feeling relieved, like finally, the day is here and I get to start doing something about this.
All right, here I am. It's my first day of chemo. Starting today, I fight back. I'm gonna give them hell.
So after the second treatment, I really started to feel the fatigue.
When Mom wasn't feeling good or she was tired, it wouldn't be the same at all. It's like we didn't even have a mom those days.
Because I was the oldest sister, I felt like I had to be the mom for Katie.
Watching Jen go through chemo was definitely probably the hardest thing in my life. There was times where I told people, I said, it's like my wife's here, she's living, but she's not here.
About a week to 10 days after my surgery, my mom and I went out for lunch, and I was sitting in the restaurant and I got a call from the surgeon, and she said, "We got it all. You're disease-free. Go celebrate." And my mom and I just stood up and jumped for joy in the middle of that restaurant. That was the greatest phone call I've ever gotten.
When my mom was all better, we went to Disney. It was
amazing.
So awesome.
So now, 3 years later, we decided to stay in Massachusetts. We built a new house. We're just taking awesome vacations and trying to live. My life is so much fuller now than it was before, and I have an entirely different perspective than I had before.
I just want to say to the team at Dana-Farber, thank you.
They just definitely helped us through that time.
To my team at Dana-Farber, I would say thank you. Just from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, because you healed me, you took care of my family and put me back together, and